WISC News 3 presents Susan G. Komen, Race for the Cure.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 19th annual Susan G. Komen South Central Wisconsin Race for the Cure. I'm Susan Simon with Charlotte DeLeste and Michelle Lee. We're here at Willow Island at the Alliant Energy Center on kind of a cloudy morning. We're keeping our fingers crossed that the rain is going to hold off, but so far so good. Can't be worse than last year, right?
No, nothing could be worse than last year, right?
And a little rain just makes the finish line that much more exciting. We are anxiously awaiting the arrival of 6,000 runners, walkers, survivors, and supporters of everyone in our community affected by breast cancer. And you know, there are a lot of runs here in Madison, but this one is very special. It's a very special morning in our community because everyone who is here has a story, and everyone is here for a reason. There's a motive behind it, a mission behind it, whether it's to celebrate survival or to honor someone that we've lost. We're looking forward to a very powerful and inspiring morning.
And everyone is here today for their own reasons and to support Komen's vision for a world without breast cancer. Imagine that, a world without breast cancer. That's the kind of world that anybody would like to live in. For the individuals in Survivor and Fighter t-shirts, basically this event is for them. It's for you. And it's a day to acknowledge all that they have gone through, and unfortunately they are still having to go through. And Forever Fighters, they are individuals who have stage 4 breast cancer. That's something that nobody ever wants to experience, that has spread to other parts of their body. And for them, the journey to doctor appointments, to therapies, just seemingly never ends.
Today, of course, though, is about raising money for all those families and all the families fighting breast cancer right here in our area. So the money, if you want to know, it goes to life-saving research, it goes to life-extending research, and the money raised here goes to real-time help and services to those families. Plus, a portion of it, we should mention, goes to national and even international research.
How many of us, sadly, do not know someone affected by this? It's still 1 in 8 women diagnosed with breast cancer, so it's sort of a sobering statistic. And it's amazing this is the 19th year of the race in Madison. It's really a success story, and it all started with a promise between two sisters. For those of you who don't know how the Race for the Cure began, Susan Brinker made a promise to her sister, Susan Komen, who died of breast cancer at the age of 36. All right, so we all have our assignments today. You guys are going to get up on the pickup truck and get everybody started. Mark Kane and I will be at the finish line. We'll meet you there, and our entire News 3 staff is spread out all over the race. So let's get things rolling with Eric Franke. Hi, Eric.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning. How are we doing today? So far, so good, right? We all remember last year, we tested our rain gear. I think my shoes just dried out yesterday. For more on what the weather's doing out there right now, let's check in with meteorologist Hattie McLean, who's over on Willow Island with a preview of what we can expect weather-wise this morning. Hattie?
So far, so good. No raindrops here. I've been watching the Channel 3000 weather app, and there are still some scattered showers in the area.
I know this is an emotional day for you. It is the culmination of so much work.
It's about 9 months of planning that we put in, about 300 to 400 volunteers that make it happen. And again, for people that don't run, this is your race because very few people run it. We're here because it's a celebration of those that have made it through, and it's remembering people like my mom who didn't. Don't start in the memorial tent. That's where I did and saw the picture of my mom, and then it gets me crying. I got to pull it together and get through the rest of the day. But it's a really, really special morning.
Because we're getting ready to go. Hi, Michelle and Charlotte.
Hi. 3, 2, 1.
Ow! Run away.
Awesome. Hey.
Hi. Wing row.
You know, so many of these stories that you're going to hear today over the course of our broadcast have to do with the survivors. They are such special stories. And for more on one of those survivors and one of those stories, we go to Leah Linscheid, who is out on the course. Leah?
Hi, Eric. Yeah, please meet Zulma. She is a breast cancer survivor. She found out in 2014, and she's here today. How are you feeling, Zulma?
Well, I feel good now. I'm very positive, and I mean, I need to say thank you, God, because I am alive now.
As the walk gets underway, spirits are high, and of course, as we mentioned, a lot of emotions.
We're waiting for everybody. They should be crossing the finish line in just a couple of minutes. And what's so inspiring here is you're going to see, we're watching for everybody in the pink t-shirts, which are the survivors. There are 400 survivors running the race today, and a lot of women run the race in treatment. You'll see people with headscarves on. This is not just, a regular race. Right. This is much more meaningful to a lot of people.
And we're joined now by Laura McFarlane, who is a board member, and you're taking care of the finish line here today.
I am.
Why did you get involved in the Susan G. Komen Foundation?
It's just a wonderful organization.
For people who have never been to this race, this is one of the most emotional events in the community. There are so many incredible stories of courage and perseverance and surviving. It's really a very special day.
It is, and that's why I love being at the finish line, because it's a moment that really signifies a lot for these women, whether or not it's in memory of somebody that they've lost or somebody who's been recently diagnosed. It's a real momentous occasion, and it's wonderful to be here to celebrate those times with those women.
And I always think of everybody who is newly diagnosed, who may be at home watching today. It will just give you so much confidence that there is this army of pink out here waiting for you, waiting to support you.
For sure. This is a wonderful community, and we're here to support those women in any way that we can.
There are 40 registered metastatic stage 4 breast cancer survivors in this race today, so we'll be looking for these medals.
That is going to be something to see them cross the finish line. Let's head out to the race now. Leah Linscheid.
We're walking in honor of my grandma Joyce, and I call her my work grandma, Dee Dee.
Tell me a little bit about your grandma Joyce.
We have our first finishers here.
Number 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations, guys.
What's your name?
Zachary Redding from Madison.
And you've run this race before?
Yeah, a couple times.
Why?
Well, first of all, it's in my neighborhood, but every family is probably touched by some sort of cancer at some time, so it's great to come out and support the people that are really putting up the good fight out there.
What about you, Tommy? Who are you here for?
I'm here for my Aunt Amy Meese. She is actually won the battle of breast cancer, so I'm here supporting her as well.
Well, I'm with Emily and her son, Michael, and Emily has been cancer-free for 7 years now, and you had a kind of a special story. You're a nurse, so you kind of kept up with your health pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Being a nurse, I know that you have to get your yearly mammograms and do all the things that you have to take care of your health. So they diagnosed me with breast cancer doing my yearly mammogram.
Now, you ran this race for the first time last year, a year out from your diagnosis.
Yep.
What does this feel like for you?
It's emotional. You see everybody in the tent that's going through things that are similar and different, and it's just, you feel alone, and then you get here and there's this great big group of family. It's awesome.
We have good days, we have bad days. Some days I'll see a picture of her and I'll tear up and I'll feel terrible for a little while, but then I remember all the good times and talking about what we did for her, all of the efforts that we made to keep her alive and the success we had in doing that keeps us going.
I have found, Eric, the neatest little neighborhood. Check out this little party that's going on along the parade route. Check this out. There's a huge monkey. There's a flamingo. There's a dancing lady. Everything you could possibly want to amp up racers. And with me right now is Brett and his daughter, Story. Hi, guys.
Hey.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, we've lived in the neighborhood for about 3 years. This is our 3rd year out here. I know some of my other neighbors have been doing this for longer than that. So.
Why do you guys do something like this?
Well, what would you rather do on a Saturday morning, right? But no, it's a lot of fun. It's inspiring to see everybody running through our neighborhood for such a good cause, and it's just our way to kind of help get involved and just have a good time.
Tammy is here with us right now. She is a 13-year breast cancer survivor. Tammy, nice to see you.
Thank you.
How did it go today?
Perfect. It was great. We had a great time, lots of people, lots of cheering. It's inspirational.
What is it like for a mom to see your daughter go through breast cancer? I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Everybody here understands
it's quite a realization. I mean, you never think, it's never a possibility that one of your children could pass away before you. And then you realize how much they mean to you, and you're not going to have them forever. You possibly couldn't.
But you fight back.
Yes, yes.
And what does it mean for you, Tammy, to have your mom to be here with you?
Yes, super special, because I know there's so many people out there that don't have their moms anymore, and it's heartbreaking that anyone has to go through that.
For the women who are just learning about this diagnosis, what do you want to tell them about what lies ahead?
it's all in your attitude. You've got to stay strong. You've got to stay positive. You've got to keep on with your normal activities and just don't let it get you down.
How you're doing? How you're doing?
I'm doing okay. I run the registration tent, and we have a number of survivors that come in and just tell their story. So you are there to support them. We're here to celebrate with them today. It's very emotional, but you know, I just want them to know that they can sit down and tell their story and know that we're here and Komen is here to support them and get them through it, and all the research and everything that, all the money that we contribute here today. People need to know that it's a never-ending thing. We need to continue. There are other races, but this race is important for all of us, the women, and all their stories, and they need to be told. So.
Pamela has actually been doing this race for how many years?
19 years. I started in the very first race.
And you said at that time you were going through radiation.
Yes, I was. I was diagnosed in March of that year, and the walk, I was still going through radiation, and I walked the whole thing.
Thanks very much, Keely.
Thanks, Keely.
We're joined now by Nancy Thorne-Cahill, who has run in every race, all 19 of them.
All 19 years.
How did it get started?
I had family members that had breast cancer, and I wanted to come and support that cause, and the Komen race I thought would be a great way to do it. So then I got hooked. 19 years, 19 shirts.
You have all the T-shirts from every single year.
Yes.
That's
6
such a
white
great
T-shirts,
idea.
and the rest are pink.
And now you're in a pink T-shirt. When
Yes.
did you become a survivor?
14 years ago the first time, and then 6 years ago another time.
So you had a relapse.
I did.
What is that like?
It puts a little bit of a different face on cancer. You realize that it doesn't go away, but you find ways to combat the disease, and one way is to raise money for research as well.
What do you tell the first-timers?
Hang in there, because you will make it. You will make it. You have to do your best, be healthy, think about the good parts of life.
You did it!
I did it. I ran with my sister, and we did really well.
You are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of your diagnosis tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
What did this feel like today?
This whole race experience has been super overwhelming. I mean, the support and the love and everyone, everywhere. My family's here, my sisters and my mom.
It has been quite the morning, a very emotion-filled morning with so many stories of fighting and, unfortunately, stories of loss too. But that's what Susan G. Komen is here for. You know, they're striving for a world without breast cancer.
There's definitely a range of emotions. I myself have a range of emotions when I'm here. You know, you're happy, and then a memory hits you.
It's daunting. It's amazing to see so many survivors.
Today, it means celebration of all the women who are here with us today and enjoying celebrating their lives.
The feeling of participating in it with that sea of pink it's hard to explain just because it's so rewarding.
It's quite emotional, you know, because there's such a range of emotions.
It's a very emotional day. It's a real memory of our sister.
To me, the race is honoring people that have passed. I lost my mom last year.
But the word angels, whenever I do hear that phrase, anything about angels, I always just think of Beth. So yes, it does give comfort. It gives a little bit of sorrow.
You know, the race it's called the Race for the Cure. So I think that's how long it needs to run for, is we race until there's a cure.
Until breast cancer is eradicated, it needs to go on.